Welcome to the Wellness as a Way of Life podcast, your one-stop, all-encompassing source of wellness, knowledge, wisdom, inspiration, and motivation. Here we teach you why not all wellness trends are for you, how to figure out which ones are, how to best adapt them for your personal wellness toolbox, and how ultimately to integrate your wellness practices so fully that they become to feel like brushing your teeth. A foundational part of who you are and not a check mark on your to-do list. Here we know that in order for health and wellness to be sustainable, we need a less is more approach, leaving the information overload and tips overwhelm behind. I'm your host, Megan Swan, creator of the Wellness as a Way of Life course and the Sustainable Integrated Wellness Approach. I have more than a decade of experience in the wellness industry and on my own personal wellness journey, learning how to tune into and trust my intuition and drown out all the noise. As a certified IIN health coach, detoxification expert, plant-based chef, yoga teacher, and coach, I will help you distill down the information overload and feel more confident and at ease in your own skin again. So let's swan dive in. Welcome back. Today I wanted to talk all things pumpkin spice, everything nice, spicing up your life, all the things. So this has always been one of my favorite topics for multiple reasons. I feel like it's an area that is not that commonly addressed as a way for you to really boost your health, wellness, immunity, energy, and really just pack more flavor and love into your cooking, your life, your sweet, warm beverages of the season, what have you, your teas, your water, everything. And I feel that it's something that we have sort of forgotten as, classic wisdom, that we understood that spices weren't just to make things taste better, that they really had a sacred and important role in our cuisine. So just take a moment and think for yourself, group the spices in your home maybe, or that you love. What is the cultural background? From what part of the world is that sort of blend of spices? I will just drop a caveat here. Do be careful when you are buying in the supermarket pre-made blends. It is important that you read the ingredients because there can often be a lot of unneeded fillers, sodium, it should just be the spices. It's a great way also to have some fun with yourself or the kids, is to create your own blends. So one blend I'm really going to highlight today because 'tis the season is pumpkin spice. And there's 4 key ingredients, although I've had a few sort of versions of this that I've liked more, not so much. And I fully give yourself permission to make these ratios your own. So I think most would agree that the principal ingredient of pumpkin spice delight is cinnamon. So usually you'd have, let's say, 1 part cinnamon to a 1/4 of a part nutmeg, ginger, and cloves. Both nutmeg and cloves are quite strong flavors. Ginger is if you're putting in raw ginger or fresh ginger. Same with cinnamon. You can grind up a bark of cinnamon yourself, and it's so much more lively and flavorful than something that's been made into powder and inevitably sat there for quite a while. Same, idea of grounding your coffee fresh in the morning. So just consider that you can make this fresh each, fall for yourself. Just have on your counter to sprinkle in your coffee, or maybe you're going to make some pumpkin spice muffins, pancakes, what have you. Cinnamon, nutmeg, ginger, and cloves. So just to give you an idea, some of the benefits, those are all anti-inflammatory. They are all, not so much ginger, but cloves, nutmeg, and cinnamon promote healthy circulation, metabolism. They sort of, elevate what's already going on in your systems and support. Ginger is really the powerhouse spice in the pumpkin spice combination. It is a root and it is anti-inflammatory. It boosts immunity on all levels, and it really helps promote digestion, which sometimes when we get into sort of fall heavier foods, it can be important tool to have. You could throw a little pinch of turmeric in there, and then you're really adding anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, antiviral punch to your pumpkin spice, and arguably adding a bit of pumpkin color. So I'll leave you with that idea. And the cloves, you can do that fresh and grind it up, or you can buy it. Just every once in a while, go through your spice cupboard and, take off the lid and take a deep inhale. Is it giving you the freshness of the spice? I do realize that spices are a bit of an investment, but I feel like this is also a place in the home that things can go stale. If we have a container of a spice for years and we haven't used it, just throw that out, get a new one. And do consider that if you made some of these blends for yourself and you had, 2 or 3 or 4 blends out on the counter there, you might be more inclined to remember to use them more often and just in essence use them more often. So another one that most homes have, and I think I use at least once a week, is an Italian blend. Some combination of thyme, rosemary, oregano, basil, maybe some salt and pepper. Maybe you want garlic in there. Maybe you like a little red pepper, make it a little bit spicier. Really make it your own. Like what's the basic blend that you would add to a tomato sauce that makes it ideal for you, and just make your own little shaker there and have it handy. Anti-inflammatory spices to keep in mind that you want to sort of incorporate into your diet at least on a weekly basis. And I would argue at this time of year, as we're going into fall and winter, you really want to up the ante on anti-inflammatory things that are going to boost your immunity. So ginger, turmeric, rosemary, oregano, cloves, and vanilla are all things that boost or are anti-inflammatory. So they calm the nervous system and sort of are counteracting all of the inflammatory foods that we might be consuming. And ginger is something that I drink. If you can, buy fresh ginger every once in a while, just slice off a few. I do cinnamon sticks with a slice or 2 of ginger in a bigger glass jar or whatever, or a teapot, if you will, and you just kind of drink that throughout your day. Really helps just keep your digestion and your system at ease. Spices that improve circulation, specifically if you're having issues with arthritis, or if you're feeling like the circulation is low in your legs, for example, towards the end of the day. It happens a lot as we're aging, or if we travel a lot. We need to really protect our lower limbs from a lack of circulation. I love legs up the wall pose, post-travel. You can do that lying in bed. So spices that you can add to your life at the same time to support circulation: cinnamon, as I mentioned, cayenne pepper, red pepper, really anything that's spicy kind of ups the ante. Garlic, cumin, love me some cumin. This is a lovely recipe. You saute a little bit of onion and spinach, a little olive oil, and cherry tomatoes with cumin. It seems like a weird combination, but it's so good. You can have that with a fried egg or just on its own. Delish. Black pepper. also improves circulation. So now I'm going to tell you a few spices that actually have micronutrients. So you're kind of like adding a nutritional punch in addition to the other ways that they might be supporting you. So basil is in that category. Fennel, paprika, mint, thyme, and coriander. So think of the ones that you tend to, paprika maybe being the exception here, but that you might more likely be able to buy fresh in your supermarket. I've seen in numerous supermarkets in North America, they tend to have blends of fresh. So instead of you having to buy a whole head of thyme or basil or coriander, which is the same as cilantro, you just get like a sprig or two and you sort of have your own fresh combination, and you can make a delicious sauce or chop them up into a salad or chop them up if you're making like a roasted chicken or a delicious soup. I'm getting hungry. I think I need to make a whole podcast just on soups because it's one of my favorite topics. It is an amazing way to pack more healthy punch into your diet just by making one healthy homemade soup a week and sort of consuming it over the week, little portions just to up the ante and support yourself at this time of year when the temperatures are dropping and inevitably, especially going back to school, we're just tend to be bombarded with all sorts of immunity challenges. Let's say our system needs to be extra prepared. So I hope this was helpful. I hope you are enjoying pumpkin spice or just adding a little bit of ginger, cinnamon, mint to your life. Kick it up. Sending you big love and spice up your life. Spiciness. Bye for now. Hey there, one last thing I wanted to share with you. If you're enjoying this podcast, it would mean so much to me if you could rate and review it on your favorite podcast platform. It really does help us grow the show, and this being so important to me to get this message out to more women to help them optimize their wellness and ultimately their lives. This is my mission, and I would greatly appreciate it if you could support the podcast by rating and reviewing. Thanks in advance. Have a good one.